Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Exposed. Today is December 6, 2010, and it's 2:31 p.m. in Birmingham, Alabama. And today's topic is a picture of socialism. I want to kind of describe to you what you will be looking at should our government go from a capitalist to a socialist system. And there was a recent documentary by BBC, which is the British network, about Chavez, Venezuela, the $50 billion a year of oil that he sells that comes into this country. How much of it the people are really getting, the promises he made to the people prior to him being elected, and the promises that were kept. Well, I think you know as well as I know, promises are made by people that are running for party, and then when they're elected, they're over. You can forget that. That is exactly what happened to the United States. But fortunate enough for us that we saw through the muddy water. I say we did. We really didn't. Most of us did. But then you know how the voting system is. And I'm going to say something in a moment here about Venezuela that I know happened here in our country. And I'll jump right onto that. There was about 12 squatters on a wealthy man's piece of property in Venezuela. These squatters were okayed by the government, by Chavez, to go to this wealthy man's property and just simply take it. And that's what they did. But none of them had a job. The only income they had was the meager amount that the government would give them, and the only food they had was what they could go and catch at the nearby stream or the creek or the lake or the river. And so needless to say, they have no rights. They have only what the government gives them. And that's what controls them. Chavez openly said, "We will be socialist when you elect me. But let me tell you what I'm going to do for you if you elect me." And of course, all those promises were lies, and they went right out the window, and not the first one has come to pass. And he called his party the political party, the Fifth Republic Movement. Where he got that from, I have no idea. But then, as you know, like I just said, he promised oil profits, $50 billion a year that came into the government, that would go to the people to enhance their lifestyles. So let me tell you what, 5 years later, since he's been elected, let me tell you what is happening. There are 6,000 soup kitchens that feeds 1 million people a day. And the food production has all but stopped because the amount of money that Chavez allows the farmers to make no longer is profitable for them to stay in business. So therefore, 85% and could be higher of their food and sugar and milk, even milk and things like this, they simply come in by ship. Before this, they grew their own food. They had their own cattle. They had their own milk. I mean, you know, it was a thriving country, and but then with this man comes along and promises that everybody's going to be rich. And so everybody votes for him. And these squatters, when this commentary, this newscaster that was doing the piece asked, how many of you voted for Chavez? Every one of them threw their hands up. Two guys threw their hands up and then popped up in each hand 5 fingers. He says, what does that mean? He said, I voted 10 times. And this guy over here said, I voted 10 times. That sounds like some things that's happened here in America. You take the wealthy, the people that's really employed the people of Venezuela over a number of years. And for example, there's this gentleman playing golf on a golf course, probably one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive in that country. The memberships are $75,000, but this man's playing golf, and this man is a wealthy landowner. And this man said that that Chavez and Obama goes hand in hand, that Chavez openly encouraged the poor to invade the land of the rich. Simply take away their land, redistribute their land. And it's okay for the government to do this. And not only that, the government wants to close down this golf course, which is exclusive, and it's probably sitting on, I don't know, it could be on a lot of land. I don't want to say how much, but apparently it's prime property. And so he wants to bulldoze it and build government housing there. Like there's not enough land down the street to do the same thing. And the soup kitchens, each day they feed 1 million people. There's over 6,000. And when this reporter is in here, he volunteered for a day. And when he's asking the people that's cooking, well, how much food? Only 1 piece of chicken. He says, that all? 1 piece of chicken. And he puts a piece of chicken with a ladle of soup and then another ladle of rice. Boom. That's it. That's all they get. This is just started. This is just starting because you know that he's had the Taliban training over there. That's open. It's not a secret. That's open. And of course, he's shaking hands with Ahmadinejad or Hyde or God or whatever his name is. The milk and sugar is available only 2 days a week. And it's enough to supply a person for only 2 days. And when it goes on sale, it comes in also by boat. It sells out usually within the hour. So people kind of watch for that. And they are calling, the wealthy are calling Chavez is Castro, except he has money. And that's who they are comparing him to. A dictator and dictatorship with a tight grip and a fist around these people. So he's using food currently to keep the people in check. He's not pushing for farmers because, like I said, he's made it so non-productive. You know, he's made it so that farmers just will not receive money for their food, not for the hard work. So the farmers are closing. Now you're talking about thousands and thousands of acres are not producing food that should be. But this is, again, a smoke screen. The people bought it. The people elected this man. And this is, in a way, how you bring about socialism. Chavez has taken 5 years to kind of ease it in. Well, it's about to be fully disclose that country, Venezuela, as a socialist nation. And you know the next step is communism. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.